started. So you're going to get a prompt that's going to tell you I'm recording. So it's actually being shared on my personal feed, not on the Event Hawk Facebook page. Don't ask me why, that's where we're at. So we'll have to share it into these groups now, and then we'll get going. By the way, I'm super excited to be talking about this. If you guys have been wondering how to get AI into your business, then this is exactly the call for you. It's a big topic, right? Everybody's racing to get AI, and unfortunately, small business is always behind. So I'm excited to explore the possibilities. I never claim to know it all, but this is what makes us who we are, right? We're resilient. We got this. A lot of great stuff. I'm excited to go ahead and share with you guys today. All right, let's kick things off. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. We're recording. We're on Facebook. Boom. All right, everybody. So what are we here to talk about today? We are here to talk about the future of the party rental industry. I mean, those of you guys who know me, been doing this for a little while, been innovating, and super excited to be talking about ChatGPT and a bunch of other things. So obviously, big thing we're going to talk about is AI today, right? AI. We're going to be exploring AI and how there's different ways we can use it for your business. We're going to talk about leadership. So huge, something that really a lot of people don't talk about in this industry, but I'm a huge advocate of leadership and how that can get you to the next level. We're going to talk about coaching. Coaching, man, the ability to take somebody else's experience, decades of experience, and infuse it into your business in a day, in a couple hours. Coaching, super excited about that. And thing I'm most excited about most is the opportunity to work with you guys. Today, we're going to do something we've never done before. I'm going to introduce something new where we're going to have an opportunity for you to help us build the future. Anybody who's interested is going to have an opportunity to really be a founding member of the future of the good stuff in this industry. We'll have a live Q&A in the end. So let's jump right into it. Real quick, who am I? For those of you guys who aren't too familiar with me, my name is Tariq. I'm a party rental business owner. That's my warehouse on a good day. I'm a college instructor, love teaching, marketer for the party rental industry. Been doing that for a little while. I'm the founder of Event Hawk, as most of you guys know me. Google partner, had articles published in news stations. Author of the Party Rental Website Playbook, and almost out with the Party Rental Business Playbook. Been a little bit of a delay, but I'm super excited about this one. How to get started, how to start and grow a successful party rental business from scratch. Super excited to be releasing this one soon here. If you're excited, give me a whoop whoop in the comments. And last but not least, public speaker. Had some public speaking engagements that were a lot of fun. My party rental business here real quick. I started in a storage unit or in my garage, like a lot of you guys. Now we have a warehouse, have an awesome team. We are the highest rated party rental business in my area here. This is an older one. We're like over 600 now. Done huge events for Chicago Cubs, USPS, Postal Service, CarMax. We've done everything from tents to photo booths to had our own in-house DJ service for a little while. Schools, festivals, you name it, we did it. So that's a little bit about my business. But enough about me. Let's jump right into the good stuff. Guys, why are we here today? Because honestly, there is a big wave coming. The world is changing so fast, and the opportunities that are here today have never been around before. It has never been easier to accomplish success in our industry for small businesses. And man, it's too many of us have no idea about the opportunities that are coming. We're snoozing. And be it from AI, which is huge. Everybody's really been racing to use AI, to automation, to just delegation. It has never been easier to delegate your business to somebody who you've never even met. You don't even have to meet people these days. You can have somebody anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world, help you run your business. And too many small business owners are not utilizing this. As I've grown at Event Hawk, I've been exposed to multi-million-dollar businesses, billion-dollar businesses in other industries. And I'm learning so much that I'm starting to use an Event Hawk and really learn and implement. And then I'm like, man, I could use this in my party rental business. And nobody else is talking about this. And to me, it's just like, it's like frustrating. Like, why are we so behind? So that's what I'm excited to bring. That is my commitment. That is my goal. I have an awesome team doing a lot of things that I've built before. So I'm excited to be bringing some of the things that everybody else is doing beyond texting and pop-ups to the industry. And make no mistake, though, with this wave, there are going to be winners and there's going to be losers. This is what I want to focus on today. If you snooze, you will lose. I'm not trying to scare you or fearmonger. Guys, honestly, there are so many opportunities that a lot of us just have no clue about. Like, it's the world is racing for being adapting and jumping in on new technologies. And a lot of us are just doing the same thing over and over in the Facebook groups, just doing what everybody else is saying to do. And it's very hard for me to watch. I don't get a chance to be on Facebook all the time, but when I'm in there and I just see the same things come up over and over and the same answers, it's like, man, like, we are so behind, and it hurts me for us because I really want us. I want to see us win. And I mean, it really comes down to this, guys. Just look at this list. Who here remembers Blockbuster? Let me know. Seriously, ever rent from Blockbuster? I know I did. Blockbuster was huge when I was a kid, right? You go and you rent the video and you walk around. They don't exist anymore. They didn't adapt, right? They didn't ride the wave. Kodak moment was huge. Did you know that they came up to Kodak and they said, hey, one of their people said, you know, we could put a camera in a Kodak camera in a phone, and they laughed at them. They said that's dumb. That'll never work. And now you got smartphones everywhere. You got Apple taking over, but Kodak failed to ride the wave, right? They got too comfortable. And then MySpace was great, right? It was great when it was great. But then you have Facebook, right? And we see Facebook, like, what the heck is Facebook doing? Going from Facebook to Meta to Instagram to now Threads, right? They're adapting, they're riding the wave, right? And that's exactly what Event Hawk 2.0 is about. The mission of Event Hawk 2.0 is to put you in this winners category. Because let's be honest, you are busy. You don't have time to stay up to date with all this stuff. And there are too many things that you're doing right now that can be delegated or automated or have AI take care of. They could just make your life so much easier. And that's my passion. That's really what I want to focus in on to help all of us win. But what's worse than losing? We talked about winners and losers. What is worse than losing to me? It's crazy. It's losing without realizing that you're losing. It's losing, but you think you're winning. It's your business is stagnant or going down and you don't even realize it. You think, you know, I'm making more money, but your business is not really growing. And I see that way too much in this industry where a lot of us are, you know, we're doing well, right? The more money's coming in, but here's a question. Some of you guys are like, man, Tariq, you're really taking this to a dark place. You're being really negative. This is a question that you should really ask yourself. And I want everybody here to be honest with me. How many second generation party rental businesses do you know? I want to hear in the comments. How many people here actually know of a business or are friends with somebody who is a second generation party rental business owner? Meaning somebody started a party rental business and then they pass it down to their kids. I see zero comments. I talked to a guy yesterday by the name of Frank. It was really awesome in Pennsylvania. You're about to, Don, my man. I love it. I hear zero, none. No other business is it. I mean, you got to ask yourself why. I talked to a guy yesterday by the name of Frank. Frank, I can't remember his last name. He's in Pennsylvania. Maybe he's on here. And he has had his party rental business. We were talking about his Event Hawks. He has Event Hawk and he's in Pennsylvania and he's talking. I'm talking to the guy and he's young, right? He's young and he's got this printer behind him and he's got this office and this girl working behind him. I'm like, man, you're young, dude. Like, this is like, you have a pretty big operation for being young. Like, usually we don't see that. And he's like, oh no, my dad started this business. I'm like, oh, really? That's interesting. Who's your dad? And his dad walked in a little bit later. I'm like, when did you start the business, sir? He said, in the 70s. He has had his party rental business since the 70s. And I was like, doing the math in my head, that's like a 50-year-old business. The party rental industry has been around for 50 years, yet everybody we see in these Facebook groups started this year, last year, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Why is that? Why is that? It's sad. And I'll tell you, it got me thinking. My father owns a great business, a trucking company, CDL trucking company. I worked there for a little bit. I hated it, right? He was a very, very hard worker. My dad came to this country and he was selling socks. That's how he provided for us, right? He did that. And then eventually he's, started driving a truck. Long story short, he has a trucking company now. He's one of the hardest working people I know, but he does not know how to lead. He knows how to grow business. He knows how to run a business, but it was very hard for him to hire people, to delegate, to automate. So he's in his business every day and he hates it. He hates it. And therefore I hate it. Like, I don't want to work at a place like that. He has people working for him and all that, but the business is just not something that, it's sad that, there's 5 of us and none of us really want to take over our father's business. It's really sad. He's asked. None of us want that. We all want to do our own thing, even though, I'd probably be making more money, right? Like if, at the time working with him, but why is that? Because small business owners, we work so hard, but we a lot of times don't have the opportunity to work smarter because there's not a lot of people who know how to take the information that's out there and condense it to a way where we can use it. I've read books, I've watched webinars, I've gone to seminars. It's at such a high level. I remember learning about business plans and core values and a company's vision. I'm like, that's all BS, dude. I want to make money, right? Like, how does that even help my business here, right? How does that help my small business? How does that can help me pay my mortgage and pay my bills? It's all went way over my head. It wasn't until things really, really grew. And I was like, now I see the value of having a company vision and a mission and the core values and all these things. And man, I'm so excited to really bring that to us. And to me, that is why I'm so concerned for us. And that is why I'm building this team, because I see it over and over again. We are not able to pass our business down to the next generation. And the reason is because we think we're winning. We're like these guys, right? These guys were not dumb. These guys had big teams and executives and all this stuff, but they did not adapt. They did not adapt. And they thought they were winning. And next thing you know, the rug was pulled out from under them. Now, that is probably not going to happen to us. But again, what's worse, at least these guys are gone now, right? They're gone. They've been replaced. They're doing God knows what. But what's worse than that is thinking that you're growing something, but really you're just working harder and harder and harder and making the boulder that's on your back heavier and heavier. The more money you make, the more headache you have, the more work you have. There's a better way. And that's all I've been really investing my time in, because Event Hawk has grown to, I've had to learn that for Event Hawk. Then I started putting some of it into my party rental business. I'm like, I wish I did this before, right? So I hope that makes sense. So what does it look like? What does the promised land look like? Not only are we going to have more revenue if we do these things, if we think smarter, if we think bigger, we're going to have happier customers. We're going to have less work for you. I cannot believe how many people you see in the Facebook groups selling their business, complaining about this business sucks. I hate this. I hate that I waste every weekend. I hate that I never get a summer vacation. I hate it. It's so much. It takes so much out of us. And there's got to be a better way. There is a way where you can do less while giving fulfillment for yourself and for your team. Everything that you dislike to do in your business, there is somebody out there who is in love with that, who would love to do what you despise doing. That fulfills them. By continuing to do the things that you don't like to do, you are robbing somebody else of the opportunity of what they love to do. You just have to learn how to lead. And a lot of us think that being a business owner and being a leader is the same thing. It couldn't be more different. And, again, my father's a great worker, but it's a great example of, I hope he's not watching this. It's a great example of he never had that opportunity because he was such a hard worker. And it's sad. It's sad because the hardest workers have the least opportunity because they don't know how to channel that energy. Having a business that works for you is really the ultimate gift that any business owner can have. Rather than you having to work for your business, having a business that works for you. And to get there, having a network, eventually, this is the gold standard here. Once you do all these things, you're going to have a network of like-minded business owners that you can call at any time and talk about your business. And they're going to be at that level with you, right? Facebook is great. Don't get me wrong. The Facebook groups are great. They're very helpful, but there's I don't know how to put this. The foresight could be so much bigger, right? If you can get in with the people who think like you, right? I just seen somebody post today. They're like, every time I ask a question in these Facebook groups, I get more people making fun of my question than people answering it. That is true. It's like, I get it. Sometimes we want to have fun, but and that's why I don't spend a lot of time on Facebook. I'm honestly, this is where I'm at right now. I have people, the people that I spend most of my time with, they're on such a high level of growth that, we're talking, it's like a book club. We're talking about books that we're reading, and we're talking about different things that we're doing and delegating. It is such a different feeling where you just feel so empowered, and it's just different. And that's what the end goal is. Now, it has never been easier to make these things a reality because of AI, because of the world that we live in, thanks to COVID, right? With everything now being available, you can do things, remote. Again, small businesses are still behind with the whole remote thing, but it has never been easier. And it's just, the possibilities are endless. I'm going to pause here real quick. I just want to hear, am I getting you guys excited? Am I losing anybody? Is this resonating with any of you guys, or am I like way off? Like, I'm just genuinely curious. Don says, absolutely. Who else? Let me know what you guys are feeling. How's this doing? Bouncer guy says that, yes, great. Let me know. More people are coming in, you're doing good. All right. Thank you, Javon. Thanks for the motivation. Awesome. My thoughts on a daily basis. Darian Brown. Yes, exactly. Like, sometimes you feel like, if only I had somebody who's at my level or just a little bit higher to just pick up the phone and ask this question. My life would be so much easier, but we don't have that. We have Facebook, which is great. It's a blessing, right? I love the Facebook groups, but we're so behind. We are at a disadvantage compared to Apple. Think about Steve Jobs. If you watch the movie of the story behind Steve Jobs, the guy came from nothing, college dropout, right? When he came up with the name Apple, he was laughed at, like, Apple like the fruit? He's like, yeah, I want to keep it simple. And he started surrounding himself with like-minded individuals. And yes, he was paranoid, and he had his issues, but he was a visionary. And the worst nightmare for any visionary, a dreamer, is not knowing how to take your dreams and surround yourself with people who can put them into a reality, right? Dreamers are the worst people at building. They just are. They can dream it, but they can't build it. I find myself stuck like that a lot, right? Like, for a while, like, thank God I had a good wife that stuck with me. But I started like 10 businesses before I had a single one succeed. But you need to learn how to lead people who are different than you, people who are not visionaries, people who are like my wife. My wife is amazing at doing. She's like, if I ask her for, to do something where she has to come up with an idea, she gets stuck. She's like, just tell me what to do. What do you need me to do? Right? She's like, if you just tell me what to do, I'll do it here. I'll put my music on and I'll knock out whatever you need me to do. But if you're going to sit here, and she gets so anxious, where I'm the opposite. I love to brainstorm, right? So if you can pair yourself with people like that in your business, what you see before you is just something completely different. And that's what we're doing here at Event Hawk. And it has caused some issues within our company, right? Like, once we started doing these things, like, you see the core values behind me here: leadership, learning, collaboration, fun. I've identified the things that really make us who we are, and those are our core values. And the more we started talking about them, some of the people on our team really started to rise up because they were the right people for this next level. But then there were other people on our team who just started to feel more and more uncomfortable. And man, is that a huge lesson in leadership, when you have to actually have that uncomfortable conversation with somebody that you really like, somebody that's on your team, somebody you work with. You guys all have somebody like that. A lot of us have people in our lives, in our business, that are so convenient, right? They're in our business, they're convenient, but we know there's something there. There's something that makes it like, me and you are not, like, there's this invisible wall between you and that person, but they're so convenient that you don't want to have that uncomfortable conversation. And every time you start to address the issue, they knock it down, like, hey, that's not important. And you back off, because it is easier to avoid talking about the differences that you have in the vision for the company than to address it and risk losing that person. And truly, talk about true leadership. True leadership is when you say, you know what, that's it. We're going to have this conversation. And This is my company and my vision, and I need to know whether you can fulfill my vision or if we need to go into different paths. And we went through that at Event Hawk recently. It was very, very uncomfortable. And yeah, it was a setback too. Like we're experiencing we experienced a temporary setback, and that's going to happen. But man, when you can do that, when you can have the courage to say, you know what, I will no longer, let somebody else push my business in a direction that I'm not 100% on board with. That's true leadership there. That is when things will change, because that is when you're going to go out and you're going to be gung-ho about finding those people who actually share those core values. And that's okay. I mean, I don't know about you, but every one of us has people in our lives that we don't agree with, right? But we're friends, we're siblings, we're married to them, right? And that's okay. We don't have to be enemies because we're not exactly on the same page, because we don't have the same vision of our lives for other people. But it's about being mature enough to be able to say, hey, we can be friends, but we can't work together. I mean, imagine working with your best friend. Like, sounds like a great idea until you do it, and then you're like, man, this is never going to work, right? So I digress, but back to the point. That is really where I'm really passionate about this, because again, we went through it. Just checking here on the comments again real quick. George said, you hit the nail right on the head. With the weekends being gone, longer working, longer hours, you have a full-time job, and I'm wondering if it's worth sustainable long-term. Yes, I see this so much, and it breaks my heart when people are like, man, I want to get rid of this business. I just want to sell. I'm just tapping out. I've been there. I put my business up for sale like 4 times, right? I 100% get it. Someone said, when you ask for somebody with more knowledge, that either they don't have time for you or make you pay for their time. Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's worth it to pay for time. For me, I'm a fan of, I'm going to talk about this a little bit. 20 years of experience for $20. That's what a book is, right? Pick up a book. Imagine, I mean, just think about it. What if I told you that you could buy 20 years of experience, 1 year of experience for $1? No brainer, right? That's exactly what books are. That's what books are. Books are decades of somebody else's experience, and they put it for $20. But why are they so cheap? And it's honestly, it's ridiculous why they're so cheap. But people don't, people aren't reading enough. And I hate reading. I've hated reading my whole life. Just who I am, right? I was so glad to hear Gary Vee said that. He's like, I hate reading. I'm like, oh, thank God. I thought I was a failure because I hate reading. I just hate it. I don't enjoy reading, right? But as my business has matured, I learned the value that, hey, I have to make time to learn, because what I can learn from one book, I can't learn from, I'd have to talk to somebody for 20 years to learn all that experience. So books are great. We're going to talk about that, because I know you don't have time to read, right? A lot of us don't. That was me for a while. But let's talk about, how do we get there? So we talked about, this is what it's going to look like. This is what the promised land looks like if we ride this wave and if we do this right? What do you need to do to get there, right? AI is huge. Everyone is racing to maximize AI right now. Everything you see, you're seeing AI this, AI that. There's everything is starting to have infused into it. Inflatable Office has like this new AI thing in it. We have, we've been messing around with AI. There's AI in literally everything. It's like, I forgot what I was doing right now. I was like, turn on this AI feature, like if you want to try it out. Everyone is racing to see who is going to get this AI thing right and just create the next big thing with it. Everyone except small business owners. We're just like, what? ChatGPT is not going to help me deliver a bounce house. What do I need ChatGPT for? Right? It sucks. And it kills me that that's where we are, right? But we're working so hard. How are you going to have time to stay up to date with all these new updates and things like that when you're busy growing your business? It's really, really tough. And there's so much that you could do with AI. Right? I mean, just some things that I've done. AI can update your website for you. AI can help you with SEO. It can even talk to your customers for you. And there's so much more that AI can do. And we're just like, I'm too busy. I'm too busy to make my life easier with AI. That's kind of where we're at, right? And it's sad, but that's exactly what this is about, to offer a solution for this. AI is great until it's not. This photo was generated with AI, believe it or not. These are not real people. Can you name all the things wrong with this photo? It looks fine to begin with. Well, once you look a little bit closer, I want to see who can get them all. Let's see what we can find. AI is great, but AI, there's two types of people. There's people who use AI like this, and then be like, oh crap, I can't just leave this thing alone. And then there's people who don't use AI at all. Hands, 100%. What the heck is going on with their hands? How many fingers do these people have? Is that a foot? Does she have like her, what is going on here? How many hands are around this man, right? What's going on with her eyebrows? Is this like a adult's face? There's like blood in her teeth. Literally, if you zoom in, there's like blood in this little girl's teeth. I have no idea what's going on here. What else? I mean, the more you look, there's so many things. Like her face is like cut right here. Like, what's going on? So all this to say that AI is, while yes, we want to use AI, we cannot just set AI and forget it. And that's the hard part. I tried AI recently for our bounce house business to like talk to our customers, and my wife was like, turn it off. I'm like, wait, but she's like, turn it off. This thing is, it told somebody that we have game trucks, and somebody's like, of course, the first time that we try it, somebody asked about a game truck. People never ask about game trucks, and they just so happened to ask about a game truck. And then the thing was like, oh yeah, game trucks are a great way for your kid's birthday party. That's a great idea. We have many game trucks available. And she's like, okay, what do I say to this lady now, who we just told that we have the best game trucks around, right? So it's AI is great until it's not. Automation, right? Same thing with automation. You do not want to automate too much. You do not want to automate too much. So this is a really good example about how some automation is good, but too much. This is supposed to be more. What is it supposed to say? Lots of automation. Lots of automation. Present. Okay. This is somebody who we worked with in 2022. Check this out. In 2022, we ran their Google ads and they got a 22% click-through rate. In 2023, we did the same marketing, right? So this is the same period, May 1 to 31 in 2022, May 1 to 31, 2023, right? Same period, same marketing, similar, right? The ads, here's the percentage of people that click the ads, very similar. Cost per click is a little bit higher. That's fine. The cost was a little higher here, but look at the difference in conversion rate. In 2022, this business owner had everything the way that we recommended it, right? The standard way. He got sick of it. He's like, Tariq, I need more automation. I'm like, listen, if we do things the way that you want me to do them, we can automate the heck out of your business. We can have Event Hawk do follow-ups and do this and that. It's gonna result in less people converting, right? These clicks are not going to convert as much if you do this. I know this because I read a book about it. I studied it, right? And he said, I don't care. I want to do it. I don't have time to be doing all this. I need to automate this business. And that's what he needed to do. So we did it. So he automated his business more. And look what happened. Half of the conversion rate. He spent more money and got less conversions because he automated too much. Sorry, this is supposed to say some automation, too much automation. Let me fix that one more time. Too much automation. Why am I showing you guys this? Because this is where the Facebook groups, this is where you got to be careful. People just telling you, hey, automate, automate, automate. What, but then what? Like, what's your end goal? What is your end goal? If your end goal is to grow your business, then too much automation is going to hurt you. Too much of the wrong automation, right? You want to be careful with automating too much. And that's really what we want to cater to. We want to figure out that perfect medium of automation meets revenue without hurting the conversion rates. And this, to me, I mean, I just so happened to look back the other day. I'm like, I wonder how this is doing. And I was blown away that, again, data doesn't lie. I studied this. This is what I learned, that this was, based on somebody else's research. This was going to happen. And sure enough, it did. And that's an example of reading, right? Learning from other people's experience rather than making your own mistakes. This guy insisted on making his own mistakes, and it hurt his business, right? For a whole year. So you got to be careful with too much automation. By the way, that conversion rate is still good, to be fair. Like if you Google what's a good conversion rate, 2 to 5% is what Google says. So 7% is still good. I'm not saying it's bad, right? But man, 15, close to 16% is way better, right? So we just want to be careful with, and the reason I mention it is because there are people out there that just take this automation thing and run with it. Automate every part of your business. Listen, If you just want to make some, just you're not interested in growing this thing as fast as possible, passing it to your kids and having something sustainable, fine, automate it. But for the price, for the same price as automating something, you can delegate, right, to somebody that actually does it right, and it doesn't sound like a bot. So that's my little rant about automation. Leadership and coaching. This is it. This is the biggest one. Business leadership and coaching. Let me just real quick stop my share here. I want to show you guys something. Let me take my camera and remove my virtual background so you guys can see my studio here. This is all I've been doing, guys. This is it right here. Boom. And I'm just getting started. And you can see like all my tabs and notes here. Each one of these books is somebody else who spent decades growing their business, failing, reading, learning, and put it into a book, right? Over and over. I mean, this is like 300 years of experience right here for a couple bucks, right? It's crazy. And it's at the tip of our fingertips. It's right at our fingertips, but we do not have the opportunity to take advantage of it because we're busy, because we're working harder, right? So what I'm most excited about is really bringing all this and translating it specifically to the party rental industry. People ask me all the time, Tariq, Event Hawk is great. Can you do this for my other business? Why don't you go into landscaping? I don't want to do any of that. This is I love this industry. I love what I do. I don't want to listen. I mean, there comes a point in every business where more money is nice, but that doesn't do it for you, right? You want fulfillment. And for me, this is really what fulfills me, just working in this industry and seeing, I mean, when I have somebody reach out to me and it's like, Tariq, you don't even know who I am, but you helped me quit my job. And that's what does it, right? And this is how you get to the next level. And what we're missing in this industry, what I never see people talk about is leadership, right? Is actual business coaching. Like what all these things, trust me, I'm not a big fan of colleges and going to universities and spending $100 grand on a business degree. Yes, you could probably learn all the stuff you need from YouTube. I agree. But there comes a point in your business, and this is where I've said that my whole life, right? I've dropped out of my business degree, and I said my whole life, like, man, I'm learning more from these books and from these webinars than I did from school. But there came a point when I had to learn how to lead, how to get other people to work even when I wasn't there, how to do a SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses of your companies, opportunities, threat. Nobody talks about these things. How to set up core values and why they're important. The vision. How do you get into these bigger spaces, and and how to create a culture. That's a huge thing that's missing from this industry. Very few of us have a winning culture in our party rental business where people are excited to show up to work. I've done that, man. I don't know if you guys have seen some of the videos that we posted recently of our guys literally excited to come to work, literally asking if they could sleep at the warehouse because they're just having such a blast at work. We don't have to ask our guys we don't have a problem with our guys showing up to work anymore. I kid you not. Our issue has been getting them to leave work. And I can't believe I'm actually saying this. In the last 3 years, we have not had to hire like a delivery crew. They have just been bringing in their friends, and it's just been like a privilege, right? Like they just hear these, it's like we're a legend. Like they come in, is it true that you guys do this and do that? And all these kids are coming in so excited to work for us. And this is how you do it, right? You got to learn. And that's when I started to see the value. Like, all this time, yes, I've been focusing on revenue, sales, but how do you get your business to where it runs itself, to where it's a well-oiled machine, to where you can actually hand it off to someone else and you'll still be there, obviously, but it's going to still perform the way that you're there. And it comes down to coaching, talking to somebody who, I'm not claiming to be this guru, right? This smart person that knows it all, but these guys do, right? I'm taking knowledge from other people and I want to translate it and share it with you guys. And that is what we're most excited to share about here with Event Hawk 2.0. So I hope this gets you guys excited. Pause again real quick. I want to check in. Tell me in the comments, what do you guys think about leadership? Does this resonate? Do you guys, does this feel like, does this excite you guys? Let's hear it. Let me know if I'm still with you guys here. I don't know how many readers are out there. A lot of you guys read or not. I'm waiting. Tell me in the comments, tell me in the chat. What do you guys think about leadership and coaching? And do you feel that it's important for your business? Do you feel that if you had a business coach from this industry, somebody that you could talk to that actually understands your industry, is not going to, spend 3 hours with you talking about, something boring. Do you feel that if you had that, somebody that you could just pick up the phone and talk to, that you would be in a better place, that you would feel more comfortable in your business, that you would feel more empowered in your own business? That's my question here. Does this resonate with anybody here? Edward said, I've read 36 leadership books and still have them. They're highlighted with pertinent information. Yes, I got my highlights too. Love it. Zippy says it's very important in your business to have leadership. Miguel says yes, because they have the experience. Awesome. All right. So we're on the same page. Well, people in this industry have 3 goals, is what I've noticed, guys. And here's where we're coming to the close here. But this is where it's all coming down to. We have to understand, what is our vision? What is your goal? What is your next step in this industry? And I've talked to tons of people. I find that there's 3 types of people, 3 stages in this industry. Some people never get past the first stage or the first goal. Some make it all the way through and go from there. Number 1, people who are new to the industry, right? They want to turn their side hustle into a business they can be proud of, right? Let me know if you're in this stage. If you're somebody who just started this business, you still work a job, right? But you're not 100% there where you feel proud of your business. You feel lost, right? Ed says yes. So this was me, right? I've been through this stage where I was working at the hospital, right? And I'm there, and they're like, hey, do you want to work this weekend? We have extra hours. We're paying overtime. And yeah, of course I need the overtime, right? I'm going to take the overtime. But then there came a point when I actually turned that down. And that's when I knew I made it to that stage, right? I was like, I'm proud of this. I would proudly tell my coworkers, like, no, man, I actually own a business, right? And I'm not going to take the extra hours because I own a business. I actually make more money working in my business than I do here. And no, I need the job, right? I don't make enough money to quit my job, but I'm proud of that business, right? And I was proud of it. And that didn't happen overnight, because initially I was like, I own a bounce house. I don't own a business, right? I own a bounce house and I deliver it in my scrubs and it's somewhere in my garage, right? But I wasn't proud of my business. I wasn't making enough money, right? And it's really important to get to that point. And here's the thing, you can still be proud of your business and have a job. That's the first stage, right? The first stage is to get proud of your business. And to me, that's making like 100 grand. Once I made 100 grand, I was like, man, this is it. Then you realize you don't take home much of that 100 brown, right? 100 grand. But once you start seeing that money, you're still in your job, but you're proud of that business, right? You're like, man, I'm making money. And that's the first stage. And a lot of people are stuck. They haven't gotten to that point. They're still figuring out insurance, and they're still figuring out all this stuff, where to buy stuff, how to get money to buy more, more inventory. So that's kind of where they're stuck. They have 1 or 2 units and they just feel like, man, I want this side hustle to start to feel like an actual business. And that's stage number 1. And we have a program for that. And I don't know, we launched it earlier this year called Jumpstart. And I've gotten really, really great feedback about Jumpstart, where basically the goal of Jumpstart is to help you get from 0 to 100K as fast as possible. And we've had people graduate from that program, and it's really, really cool. But there's more that can be done, right? But this is the first goal. The second goal is people who have gotten to this point. They have a business, it's running, but they just can't seem to quit the day job and run the business full time. You want to be your own boss. And this is probably where I was stuck the longest, right? I was stuck there the longest. It is so frustrating, arguably more frustrating, to have a successful business that can't pay its own bills than to not have a successful business at all. That's where I was stuck. I spent like 4 years, almost 4 years in this, trying, like, man, this is it. This is the year where I'm going to be able to quit my job, right? This is the year, and I make a ton of money. And at the end of the year, I'm like, man, I can't even get through the off season. I have to, I spent it all on new units or whatever, but like, then what, right? How do I quit my job? How can I actually stop? Because I know that if I could quit my job, I can actually focus on my business full time, right? I just got to get to that point. And that is, to get there, you have to do, it's a totally different goal, right? And again, why are we talking about these different goals? Because if you are new and you want to get your business off the ground, you want to make 100 grand, whether you're new or you have a running business and you're still not able to, or you're trying to get it to be full-time, by using AI and by automation and by having business coaching, you can get to the next level faster, right? It has never been easier. Why? Because the world is remote, right? You can hire somebody remote to do a lot of things for you for less than minimum wage these days. You can use AI to do a lot of things that really you'd have to pay somebody thousands of dollars a month to do, like SEO and things like that, right? Especially when you're starting out, right? Last but not least, this is kind of where I've been through each of these phases. The last phase is, and not everybody wants this, right? Some people are good here. Your business is full time and you're happy, but some people, you own or want to own multiple businesses, or maybe you like your job and you want to keep your job. It's like you got a good benefits, or you have a really good job or whatever, but you really want to learn how to get your business to run itself. You want to learn how to be able to delegate and get the right people in the right seats to be able to take your business to the next level, and God forbid, take a vacation in the summer, right? So these are the 3 goals that I found, and these are the 3 things that we want to work on with Event Hawk 2.0. So why Event Hawk, and what does all this mean, right? Because we have a pop-up, or because all this, I don't know if you guys remember when we first released the pop-up in the people laughed at me. People were like, that's stupid, that's never gonna work. Now everybody has a pop-up, right? Anybody can go out and make a pop-up, anybody can go create a texting software. The software is great, right? Our software, we still believe in it, it's great software, but why is it that Event Hawk is why is it that Event Hawk 2.0 is going to get us to the next level? It's gonna help us achieve these goals here, right? Help us get to these goals, help this industry, right? I can tell you what I think, but at the end of the day, we've innovated the industry when we first came up with the pop-ups and the texting and all that. But first of all, other than my emotional reasons, we get you, right? We've been working with the industry for a long, long time. We've made millions of dollars for people in online bookings. We've worked with over 50, I looked today actually, over 1,500 party rental businesses in the few years since we've launched. I'm so humbled, honestly. It's mind-blowing. And yeah, not everybody, some people work with us for a little while and even some come back, but just having the opportunity to work with this many people in one industry is mind-blowing. I'm so proud of that. And that really is what sets us apart. I don't think anybody else can say that they've worked with marketing with this many party rental businesses. But most importantly, what I'm most proud of is our team. And you could see them here today. You'll see them with the background. I have over 20, almost 30 team members now who come to work every day with one mission and one mission only, and that is to empower you to do what you love full-time within months instead of years. That's why my people show up. That is our vision. And that's the importance, just real quick, on having a vision for your company. When I hire people, when I grew this team, I made sure that I can quiz them and make sure that they are going to be the right person to fulfill our vision. But I have to have a vision, I have to have a mission. And the mission of Event Hawk, especially the 2.0 level, it took a lot of soul searching to figure it out. And that's what I really want to help you guys do, to come up with your mission and core values so that you can come up with this. Is our mission at Event Hawk is to help party rental business owners do what they love full-time within months instead of years. That's it, period. And because we have that mission, every day we start with that vision statement. Every meeting, we always make sure that that is our goal. Any decision that we make, we ask ourselves, is this going to help party rental business owners do what they love full-time within months instead of years, or not? Every idea that we have, we ask ourselves the same question, and it always comes down to that. And sometimes I'm off. Sometimes I come up with something and then my team is like, whoa, this doesn't really align with our vision, right? And it's great. They call me out on it. And that's the importance of having that. And we did the same thing for our party rental business. And it was so cool. Maybe 2 weeks ago, one of our delivery guys pointed to our mission statement and called another guy out. He's like, that does not align with our visions. I'm like, what? That is crazy. I did not know that this could work for a small business. It was really, really cool. And man, it just hits different. So just tell you guys a little bit about our team. We have 3 developers, we have growth strategists, we have success coaching team, we have a marketing team, and a support team. And honestly, all of this is new, guys. I'm going to stop my share. If you look around, this is our new team. This is just the leadership team. There's like 20 more where these guys came from. But look around at these faces. These guys are here. They show up to our webinars. They're committed, and it's really, really great. This is our new leadership behind Event Hawk 2.0, because we realized that what got us to this level is not going to get us to the next level. We need something different, and that's the talent that we brought on. So let me bring this all to kind of where this is going here so that we can tie it all together. But not only do you have my team, you guys have me, right? You have one last thing I'm just going to share here. Guys, I struggled for years to grow my business. I was just like you guys. I mean, my party rental business became so successful, but it took me so many years, and the sacrifices that I made to get there, I'll never get back. I mean, by the time I made it, my kids had grown up. I lost time with them that I'll never get back. I see pictures of my kids. I'm like, I don't remember when my kid looked like that. I legit don't. I don't remember when he was that cute, right? I was not there. I kept sacrificing summer after summer, promising my wife, like, this is it. It's this year. This is the year that we're going to make it, right? If you just give me one more summer to sacrifice my time, we're not going to go on vacation. I got to do this. It's going to be great. And it didn't happen. Not for the first year, second year. Almost 4 years went by. And finally, when we developed the EventHawk software and made it, things got really good. But then I look back, my kids grew up. My marriage was not the same. I lost a ton of friends who've been calling me over the years saying, let's hang out. And I'm like, nah, I'm growing my empire, right? Like the sacrifices that we make are just irreversible. And then you get to the top and you look back, it's lonely. You look back, you lost the old life that you had, and you don't realize that until it's too late. And it hurts. I'll never get back that time. But if I can help more people get the success that I got without having to pay the price that I paid, that is the mission behind EventHawk. That's why I show up every day. And that's what really makes us different. It's really the why, right? The reason that we do what we do. And to wrap this up here, guys, what do we do now? What happens next, right? We've talked about AI, we've talked about leadership and coaching, and we've talked about automation. I have 1,000,001 ideas on what to do with this stuff. And I told you guys at the beginning of this webinar, we're going to explore this together. We've talked about a lot of different things, but here's my ask, right? Here's what I'm selling, right? Therese always selling something, right? I have nothing to sell you today, nothing to sell you, but what I want, what I'm looking for, I have so many ideas that this can go, but I'd rather do this with you guys. I'd rather hear from you guys. So here's what we're looking for. I'm looking for founding members, right? I'm looking for people who are going to help build out the future. We have the team. We have the developers that are ready to build out AI and automation. We have the business. We have all the coaches and everything is ready. But I'm looking for 10 party rental business owners to help build out the programs behind EventHawk 2.0. We've been doing some of this stuff. Some of you guys, I don't know, let me know in the comments if you've talked to Jack or Lionel or Ziana or Amanda or Brandon. Let me know in the chat if you guys have talked to one of these awesome people. They've been coaching, they've been doing a lot of awesome stuff. But we started to brainstorm and say, hey, where do we want to take EventHawk 2.0? And then we said, what better way than to ask the people that we're going to be serving, right? So what we want to do is we want to get with 10 people, and not everybody will qualify, but if you're interested, we're going to call you and we're going to just kind of see, what is it that you want? What is it that what would you like to see? What would make this a 10 out of 10 for you? What would make this perfect? How would you like to, or what would the world look like if AI did this or that for you? What kind of business coaching do you want? What kind of automations do you want? We have the capability and the capacity to do all these things, but I'd rather do the things that you guys want. So if this sounds like you, right? If you're somebody that loves to innovate and try new things, right? If you are interested in just like, you're a thinker, right? You're not set with what you have right now. You want to do more. You're always looking for the next thing. If that sounds like you, or if you want to learn how to be a better leader, right? You just want to learn how to lead, how to inspire people, how to motivate them so that when you turn your back and walk out the door, they're working even harder than when you were watching them, right? Or you want to work with a business coach that mentors you and holds you accountable. If any of this sounds like you, then you are a perfect candidate for our beta program. So all you got to do is, there's one of these three things. You can scan this QR code here to apply. You can text the word future to our phone number, or you can visit this link. Let me put it in the comments for you, and I'll tell you guys what happens next here. And we're going to open it up for Q&A. I'm going to put this link in the chat here. So EventHawk team, if you guys want to put this on Facebook. But once you scan this QR code, once you get to this page, It's just a questionnaire, very short, just asks you about your goals for your business, what you'd like to see more of, etc. And once you apply, then we will call you and we will set up your first coaching call. There's no cost for any of this. This is all free. There's not going to be any cost. Obviously, to use some automations, you have to have Event Hawk if that's what you're looking for. But we're really looking just to talk to people who want to build the future, innovators, people who want to lead, people who want to be hosting maybe the next webinar, right? Like if this inspires you, if you want to really be a founding member of the future of this industry, then this is perfect for you. So I just put the link in the chat. Go ahead and apply there. So Kathy says, call me. We've been involved in business coaching groups that were huge. Awesome, Kathy. Go ahead and fill out this link. I'd love for you to be involved, and we'll put it on Facebook as well. And then we'll wrap up here and then turn it around to Q&A. So let me just make sure it's on Facebook. Put it in the comments for you. Sorry. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it around to Q&A. But first, before we do that, let's get a. So I'm going to go ahead and sorry, guys. Before we do that, let's get a picture, guys. We do this every webinar. Turn on your cameras. I got to get one full screen. There's Zippy. What's up, buddy? Go ahead and turn on your cameras. Hold on one second. We got Keenan and turn on your cameras so we can get a picture. Got a full house today. Waiting on a few more cameras to turn on, and then we'll do a countdown. Need 3 more cameras, and we're good. There's 1, 2 more. What's up, Don? 2 more cameras, 1 more camera, and we will have a full screen. Perfect. All right. On 3, we're going to take a picture. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Let me see if there's a page 2. Well, we got 1 more page. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. All right, perfect. Thank you, guys. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the live stream on Facebook, and we're going to turn it around to Q&A. So if you are on Facebook, go ahead and join us on Zoom. I'll put that Zoom link in there one more time. Oops. Okay, perfect. Ending the live stream now. Stop the live stream, and